Good morning, everyone. Happy Monday. I was just thinking, what better way to start the day, especially the new week, by sharing a cup of coffee and talking about storytelling. It was just a few weeks ago that I actually attended the Big Design 2016 conference. It's a conference for user experience professionals, marketers, anyone dealing with usability. And so I want to go ahead and give a recap of what we discussed, start our week off right, and give you those 6 takeaways of which I discussed. You can find a full recap on my blog, katherinerDollar.com. But for now, let's go ahead and talk about those takeaways and what you should be thinking of as we continue on with this week. The first thing is that, and you're probably already experiencing this, marketers need a way to future-proof their content. So not only are we experiencing technology evolving at a very fast pace, Facebook only came around 10 years ago. Now we're seeing open virtual worlds, 360 videos on which marketers and usability professionals have to learn to become very efficient at communicating and creating pathways for our customers. So we need a way to future-proof this content, even though we're constantly going to have to learn new platforms, but we need to understand at the core of what it is about content that drives specific actions. That's the first point. Second point is that stories are actually designed to follow humans' natural neurological pathways. So for hundreds and thousands of years, people have used story to remember certain parts of information, share history, generation to generation. It's actually how we process, retain, and share information about our perceived world and our life experiences. So the number one thing marketers can really do is understanding how to use story to have these same phenomena of retaining, processing, and sharing information. The third point is that story structure is very specific. It's not just telling a narrative or using emotion. These are a lot of the things you see when you Google how to write story. Come from a place of empathy, write about the problems of your audience. Well, we're told that story structure is actually the selection of events from characters' lives strategically arranged to serve the writer's purpose. Notice here that we're saying to serve the writer's purpose, and we're strategically arranging life events. Read on more on my blog to see why this is so important, but remember that everything we do from a user experience perspective, a marketing perspective, we're always actually doing these things to serve our purpose. We're making information more easy to obtain or process so that people can feel safe and trust that we're trustworthy to work with. We're also creating content that's entertaining so that people can build a bond and loyalty with us. Everything we do to making their life more easy or entertaining is so they'll actually choose us as their partner, whether it's in products or services. The fourth point I want to make is that we're seeing story structure used not only in blockbuster videos and best-selling novels, but actually some leading brands are using story structure in a multitude of campaigns. We see Google using story structure to launch new products and like a new video launch. We see Refinery29 using Facebook ads in a story sequence to increase conversions and view-throughs. We even see huge technology brands such as Intel and Toshiba using story to speak to humanity and also inspire action within their buyers. So go ahead and you can also find those examples and those case studies within my blog post. The fifth thing I really want to point out is that story structure will become increasingly important for everyone in the technology development as well as the marketing stratosphere. So think of right now, if you cannot inspire action within a single app or even a few pages, how are you possibly going to influence specific pathways and user journeys or any kind of an action in a full world such as a virtual world, an augmented world, or a 360 video where the user believes that they can roam wherever they choose. And we know this isn't true. We even see the virtual directors over at Facebook talking about how important story is, because even in a virtual world, some of that content isn't developed, and it's certainly not always going to be owned by you or your brand. So you want to definitely have a great grasp of how you can inspire action in certain pathways by understanding the story that's important to your audience and to yourself, and also how to inspire action within those storylines. Because if you can't do it now within an app or a single page or a single website, then this is only going to become a larger problem for you as we continue on in progressing technology. The last thing I'm going to point out is how story structure actually helps us optimize our strategies and create really specific analytics and measurement plans. because story creates specific pathways that we expect people to follow, it gives us a lot more context into how people are interacting with these stories and how we can improve either UX experience within a platform or the content that they're actually finding within those platforms. So those are the 6 points that I really made during the Big Design Conference. Go to the blog post to learn more about the in-depth tips and tricks that I talked about. And if you have any questions, feel free to email me at kdollar@moxiebluemedia.com. Everyone, I hope you're having a fantastic Monday, and I can't wait to talk to you more. Take care and good morning.